Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to my channel, which is Cooking with Chef Tarantino and Restaurant Operations. In this video, I'm going to go over with you the importance of the Bev Nap and another way to add a percentage to that bottom line on your P&L in the restaurant business. Another simple little thing that I'm going to go over with you, and it will help not only the service staff increase gratuity, but it's also going to help you bring more to that bottom line just by using this simple little Bev Nap. Although this is not a Bev Nap, this is a paper towel folded in half. We're actually at my house. I'm building a studio here, so don't mind my, I just got started working on this today, and as we move forward and with the support of people watching and the viewers sending stuff in and stuff like that, we're building up better and better and better to make these videos higher quality and so on and so forth. But anyway, the Bev Nap, let's talk about that. When you seat a guest, when you have your hostess seat the guest at a table, they come down, do the whole menu thing, yada, 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 sit them down, walk away, and we'll go over what the hostess jobs are too as well. But anyway, you want to make sure that you have an immediate greet from, I don't care who it is, that server in that section needs to immediately greet that table. And how do we know in the restaurant business when someone greets that table? How do we know as a management team when someone greets that table? So we know how long that guest has actually been sitting there just by glancing the dining room. Let me show you how. Very simple. When you first think about a Bev Nap, you think about it catches the condensation off the glass. Absolutely, that's one of its jobs. If you were to take a Bev Nap, depending on the type of full-service restaurant you have or want to have in the future, whether it be a Costa, Bev Nap, or come up with your own flagging system. And that's exactly what this is. It's a flagging system for us, especially managers and owners. So what you want to do is when you want to train your servers to bring the Bev Nap to the table upon the greet. So not after they greet the table, but when they greet the table. Because in the service industry, you're supposed to be wanting your service staff to meet that table immediately. It's called immediate greet. It's one of the top 10 steps of service in the restaurant industry. So anyway, the server is going to approach the table, hopefully within a minute, because remember, in guest time, every minute feels like 20. So we need to make sure we're immediately greeting the guest and welcome them to our establishment, whichever that may be. So what they want to do is when they come over to the table, "Hi, I'm Jessica, how are you? Welcome to Tarantino's. I'll be taking care of you today. Our hostess name over here, which she should have already introduced, such and such." However you want to set it up. Everybody has their own thing. But anyway, she's setting these Bev Naps down, and then she's going to get the drink order. And then she's going to move on about her business. Now, what this Bev Nap does, sitting in front of me, when I walk by as a manager, I don't have to say, "Has anyone taken care of you?" Another service staff member walks by, "Has anyone taken care of you?" We should know. Remember, the 6 Ps, and we'll do a video on that. Proper planning, very important. That's the first 2. Putting these Bev Naps down alleviates anyone saying, "Have you been taken care of? Have you been taken care of? Have you been taken care of?" They don't want to hear, the guest doesn't want to hear that 10 times. We should know. We're the professionals. This is our restaurant. We want to make sure that guest is getting superb service all the time. Best in class service, if you will. So anyway, now, we see this as managers. We know that guest has been taken care of. They've been greeted. We don't even have to worry about it. So when we go visit that table, our first words isn't, "Hi, how are you? Has anybody been to your table?" I mean, that's so unprofessional. It's crazy. I don't care if you're at a diner. You want to think big. Even if it's a little diner, think big. The guest is going to appreciate that. Now, what happens when we don't have these down is exactly what I told you about. We have no idea if that guest has been greeted at all. And if they're not down, how do you know how long it's been since that guest has been to that table? How do we establish when the greet happened or if the greet was taken care of? This prevents all of that. It prevents a guest getting missed in your restaurant, especially during peak periods. Super, super, super critical what this Bev Nap does. And if you want to use something different, but have some sort of flagging system, or I shouldn't say flagging, something that signifies that table has been greeted. Yes, the host should know how long they've been sitting there, But we all know, do we want to walk all the way over to the host and say, hey, has table 12, has anybody seen them yet? No, we already know because this is on there. Then if you see the Bev Nap on there, your second glance walking through the dining room, they still don't have their drinks, then we can start taking those steps to where, how long has that table been sitting there, yada, yada, yada. But this right here alleviates that. And the servers know once they put that down, and everybody in your restaurant knows that guest has been greeted. So now, the other side to it, which is great, if these aren't there and the guest is sitting there without a Bev Nap in front of them, we automatically know how to approach that table. Hey, how are you? Welcome. What can I start you guys off with to drink? With the Bev Naps in our hand and set them down, even if it's not your table. So automatically, if a guest is sitting down without a Bev Nap in front of their table or a coaster or whatever you want to put in front of them, we know they have not been seen yet. So it is critical that your team is trained to know that if there's not a Bev Nap, I don't care who it is, you need to get to that table and you need to set that and greet those people so we can ensure that they're having great service. So just to recap, Bev Nap, I don't care what kind of restaurant it is. You do what you want, but this right here is going to save you a lot of trouble from the start of the service, which is having guests go unnoticed or ungreeted for a certain amount of time. If you train your staff to bring Bev Naps to the table, if there's a guest that's sitting there that doesn't have one, everybody automatically knows what to do and how to react. They're not going to go up and say, hey, is anybody taking care of you? No, they're going to go up and say, hey, I'm Joe. Welcome to Tarantino's. What can I start you guys off with to drink? Jessica's going to be your server. I'm just here helping her out right now. She should be over with you to take your orders in just a few minutes, because you want to have that teamwork thing going, and that's a whole nother video. But that's what the Bev Nap does. Super important, and it's going to help you. And how does that help you with your bottom line? No guest complaint. It's going to help with food costs, because now you're not having to give away free stuff because you took care of the problem before it even happened. Just by having something this simple, 2 cents, what is it, like 0.05 cents for a Bev Nap to be on the table to save yourself dollars. I'm telling you, that's another way to bring your comps, voids, down and your sales up, because they're going to come back because they're getting that immediate greet. There's nothing worse than when I go to dinner, right? I'm sure you yourself as a guest or restaurateur, operator, soon-to-be operator, when you go to a restaurant and you sit there forever and you see everybody and their brother walking around you and not greeting that table and not coming over to say hi to you. This helps with that. If you put this into effect, and a lot of your companies out there, for those of you who are watching that are already working for some of these chains, I didn't just invent this and think this up. This was taught to me, and I took it seriously, and I use it in my own restaurants, and it's beautiful. It's another way to help you increase sales, reduce comps and voids, build your gratuity up from 5% to 20% because you're on point. And it just helps. And everybody in that restaurant should share this and know about the Bev Nap thing, because guess what? That guest, if you're a server and you're watching this, never have that attitude that, well, that's not my table, I'm going to worry about. No, because one day they're going to come sit with you. You have no idea. You want to treat every guest as if they're your own. And the potential that they're going to come back and eat with you. So the better experience they have, yeah, they may not be your table today, but they'll be your table tomorrow. So I hope this helped with the Bev Naps, and I promise you, these little tips that I'm sharing with you is stuff that I've been taught, stuff I've experimented with, and it works fantastic. So let me know where you guys are watching from. Please hit like, please hit subscribe, and help me build this channel up. Like I said, I want to share all my knowledge and help all of you restaurant operators, soon-to-be restaurant operators, servers, cooks, anybody that has anything to do with the restaurant business. I want to be able to help you bring up your sales and help you make money. I have a lot of knowledge, and like I told you in all these other videos, I'm super excited to share it with you. Any guests that are watching that like the restaurant business, don't plan on being in it, share your feedback. Tell us where you're from. Share your experiences with stuff like I'm talking about. We want to hear that. So the more communication we have, the better, because other restaurateurs and potential restaurateurs are going to learn from you. You may have a favorite place that you go that you get irritated, but the food's so good, but you get irritated with the service. Share, because these people are going to see that are in the restaurant operations world, and they're like, wow, yeah, that's right. Well, let's start doing that, because look what the guests are saying. Because bottom line is we're here for you and we want to make you happy. At least I do. I'm very passionate about what I do, not just the food part, but the whole thing all the way around. But also I do Cooking with Chef Tarantino. You've seen some of the videos on here. If you would like to be a sponsor, these are the ways you can support me. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. We've got Zelle. jtarantino1972 at yahoo.com is my email. I'm still learning how to set all this up on YouTube. If it's not there and you have any experience with this, please help me share. I do live feeds with different guests and businesses and so on and so forth. And if you're interested in sponsoring Cooking with Chef Tarantino or Cooking with Me, which I do the live feed on Facebook, I'm going to miss this weekend coming up, which will be Father's Day. But the following one, just let me know if you're interested. Also, I have a banner being made to where all the logos of the sponsorships for the companies that are sponsoring me are going on the banner, and it'll be a drop that's behind me for all these future videos that we're going to be doing for Cooking with Chef Tarantino. I appreciate all your support, and thank you so much for watching and sharing. And like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. And don't forget, I'm also an operations consultant. If you want me to come to your restaurant, email me, message me. Whatever you got to do, I would love to come help your operation and see you make money. And just like this, probably about 100 different things like this you can do that are going to save you a tremendous amount of money, especially when it comes down to the end of the year. A lot of these things we take for granted and we don't use until the end of the year comes or the end of the month. Look at our P&L. We're down such and such. Well, what's your comps and voids percentage? All these things can help. So please, any questions, you need me to help you, I don't care where you are in the country, the world for that matter, I don't care. I want to help. And there's anything that you want to talk about, please post it on here. Let me know, and we'll do a video on that next. If not, I'm just going to keep going down my list of everything that I want to share with you guys for the restaurant operation stuff. So thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know where you're from. Put your feedback on there. I love you guys. Have a blessed day, and I will see you soon with another video. God bless.